Hello and welcome to part 4 of the Flying Predator Battle Report, Dark Eldar vs. Space Marine. So at the top of Space Marine turn 1, there is not much left on the board, so Eric goes and he moves his Terminators to within contesting range of that objective to be able to get those victory points, and he rolls for activating it and gets a grab wave generator. And then he just moves his other Terminators. He starts by opening fire on my Raider with the 2 warriors inside that's getting ready to jet off and go contest a backfield objective, and he does not want that to happen, so he pumps tons of side cannon shots and tons of Stormbolter shots into it as well. So I got a lot of saves to make. I failed 2 of the glancing hits, but make 1 of them on my Jinx save, and then I have 2 more glancing cover saves to make, and I make those, so I'm down to 1 hull point on that. He shoots it with a Stormbolter, actually gets a 6, but I saved that one as well, and then nothing happens on his other Stormbolter. So he shoots his final Stormbolter and misses, and now he's shooting the other Grey Knight squad, trying to get that Raider down. He cannot let it go, but I still make my cover saves. At this point, he's getting quite irritated with that Raider that's just getting ready to go mess around in the backfield. So he goes and he charges his 2 remaining Space Marines into that combat to try and deal with the Archon and that Witch as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to be locked in there all game because he needs those guys to go and capture another objective to hopefully win the game. So he makes his attacks, wounds twice, and I have 2 wounds to make, but I fail both of them. I do get a Feel No Pain from my Pain token, but I fail those as well. So my Archon and my Witch are dead. So it consolidates with the 2 different squads, the one with 2 and a multi-melta in them, and the other one that's just 1 regular lone tactical marine. They're getting ready to go towards some other objectives. So start of my turn, I go ahead and cast my Psychic Powers. I give that Warrior Squad, which is my last scoring unit left besides the Pathfinders there, I give them a 4-up invuln, and I also give my Pathfinders prescient. So I move my Raider up, get ready to flat out and go backfield, and then I move my Warriors up to hopefully kill out those Terminators and be able to grab that 4-point objective. That will help me win the game. I'm in a very dire spot right now, so I'm making every desperate move that I can. So my Pathfinders are shooting into those Terminators on the 4-point objective in the center of the board. I need to get these guys off because if he holds that 4-point objective, he's got another 2-pointer, and I will not have any enough points unless I can get backfield with my Raider with 2 warriors in it. So I give him saves to make. Those were his armor saves, but he makes all his saves, so no problem there. He's been making his cover saves on those AP 1 shots like it's nobody's business. So, and that streak continues. And then I go ahead and shoot my Ravager into that same squad, and I end up killing 1. And then my 2 lone warriors back over there that I still have that managed to regroup. They cause a wound, but he's got his 2-up armor save, so no such luck there. The warriors that I just moved up, they're hoping to finally finish those guys off. But they are not, or they don't have their Splinter Axe anymore because they're not in their Raider, and they only cause a couple of wounds, and I believe he saves both of those. So, and then I shoot with the Dark Lance, or the Blaster in the squad, but that doesn't wound, and he saves both of the armor saves. My Raider moves flat out, tries to hug some cover with that building. And now he's taking pinning and leadership check. He actually fails his leadership check on those Terminators, which is great for me. 11 inches, but the rules for "and they shall know no fear" means he's just going to regroup next turn, get a 3-inch regroup, and then get a 6-inch movement. So he's going to be right on top of that objective, so it didn't make too much of a difference. As you can see at the top of his turn 5. Still not much left on the board. He's just got those Terminators. The other pretty much full squad of Terminators there too. And then he has the 2 very well done squads attack Marines. So he starts by throwing a crack grenade, and now he shoots his multi-melta into that Raider. He cannot let that get into the backfield to score. He gets his 2d6 armor pen, and I finally fail my cover save. Even though I had a 4-up that time, he rolls a 5, which means it's exploded. The 2 guys inside don't take any wounds, luckily. But then he shoots the other lone tactical marine into the squad with his bolt gun, and that kills both of them outright, ignoring their armor. But I believe they had either Feel No Pain or a cover save there. So, oh, they had a cover save from the crater that they were in from the wreckage. The invisible crater. So now those poor guys, he didn't even have to roll his storm bolters, he just rolled the Psy Cannon, and they went down. So now I officially have only 2 scoring units left on the table, only 3 units in total. I have that warrior squad, I have the Pathfinders, and then I have a Ravager as well. So things are looking very dire for me. I need to get those guys off the center objective so I can capture it. So I open fire with my Pathfinders. And they actually get a good amount of hits, but only 2 of them were AP1 off the start. I get my rerolls from Prescience, and then I allocate that 6 because snipers can allocate their hits. But luckily on the normal AP wounds, I get 2 6s, which means they're rending. So Pathfinders are great because you have 2 chances you have a chance on the hit and the wound to get high AP value on your sniper shots. And he actually fails 2 of them, and I shoot those guys out the objective, so it suddenly became a much closer game. Now that he doesn't have that 4-point objective, he has to capture the other objective to the right with his tactical marines. So if I can prevent that from happening and hold on to this objective, I have a feeling I'm going to undergo a torrent of fire. But those guys do have a 4-up invuln, they do have 5-up Feel No Pain, so they are a little bit more survivable. So I feel pretty comfortable sitting them out there in the open. Now my Ravager shoots and only manages to kill 1 of the guys from the 3-man tactical squad, which is unfortunate, and he makes his leadership. And then we roll to see if the game continues on turn 5, and luckily for me it does, because I would have lost because I was just out of 3 inches of that objective. So I would have lost with only the 2-point objective. He has the 3-point objective back there. He has First Blood, and we both have Slay the Warlord. But I do not have Linebreaker. I do not think he has Linebreaker either at this point. So he moves his Grey Knights into position to make sure they stay on the objective, but also to ensure that some of them get a chance to shoot at my warriors. Now we roll to activate that farther objective, we get a Skyfire Nexus, which doesn't matter. So his last remaining squad of Grey Knight Terminators shoot into my warriors that are claiming that 4-point objective. Shoots with the Psy Cannon, and then shoots with the Storm Bolters. They're all in range. I fail 2 of my 4-up Invulnerables, and then fail the 5-up Feel No Pain. And against the Psy Cannon wound, which I do not get Feel No Pain against, I make my invulnerable save, so I end up losing 2 guys from the center there. Then he's shooting all of his Storm Bolters from all the drop pods into me. Fail my 4-up Invulnerable, but luckily have that Feel No Pain and save both of those. So he's shooting again, just trying to get as many of those guys away from that objective as possible, because since the game's going on, I'll be able to get in range of that and be able to capture that precious 4-point objective. So he's not able to penetrate my 4-up Invulnerable save, so he runs his other Space Marine, but he's still out of 3 inches, so runs his other guy to get in better position. So the game has quickly turned around. My patience has paid off for me, waiting to try and kill those guys with the 4-point objective. I actually perils on one of my psychic tests, but with double ones it still goes off, and the Farseer has a Ghost Helm, which is able to save it. Reposition my Ravager, of course, get those warriors onto the objective, and now I'm shooting at that poor Marine on that one objective. Wounded 3 times with Strength 8 AP2, so he's gone. And now my Pathfinders shoot into the only remaining Terminator squad. Maybe try to cause some pinning or make them fall back, but you never know. Snipers are good utility for that, so only get a couple AP1 wounds. And I allocate that 6 to a Psy Cannon, but it does not work. So, in retrospect, Eric pointed this out to me. I should have allocated it to the only guy that was in range of the objective. So I would have killed him. I would have just shot him off the objective entirely, and he would not be claiming it anymore because of the way he spread out his guys. So he takes a pinning check on them, and they are fine. So now my warrior squad returns fire from that center objective. They don't have any blasters anymore. They just have their splinter weapons. He makes his armor save. He's nicely. So we roll to see if the game continues, and it does not. So there's an overview of the board. Dark Eldar are claiming the center objective, which is worth 4 victory points, just barely because of patience and careful model placement, and then the Grey Knights are capturing that 3-point objective. The 2 in the back are uncontested. That guy is just barely out of 3 inches. And then the Eldar allies are holding that 2-point objective right there. So very close game. I narrowly managed to shoot those guys off the objective and win it for Dark Eldar. So thanks so much for watching. More battle reports are sure to come, but in the meantime, go ahead and visit our blog.